started. And today, as you know, as I told you, I'm going to share my screen, and we are going to do the activity that we did. This is an activity related to that documentary that you watched yesterday. We talked about the things that you saw in that documentary, and today we are going to probably more expand our knowledge and listen to each other on the ideas that are related to the documentary, the ideas that came into your mind after watching the documentary. This documentary, as I told you, is quite famous, and the documentary shows the evolution of Earth. And the first question, no, you would say it's not a question, but could you describe or list 3 facts in the documentary that impressed you or shocked you, or you found something that you did not know? I mean, something impressive, shocking, surprising. Martynas, could you at least 3 facts, no, that
I can list one fact that really surprised me. That we managed to go so far while being just 200,000 years old.
And how old is the Earth? According to the documentary, remember yesterday we analyzed how old is the Earth.
4 billion years old.
More than about 7 billion years old. Yeah. Dovydas, maybe there is a fact that also surprised you while watching this documentary.
Well, yeah, one fact that in the last 60 years, the Earth's population has almost tripled, and this shocks me because the population grows, and we need more resources, which we have limited.
Tadas, any fact that impressed or surprised you?
I was impressed that in Shanghai, 3,000 towers and skyscrapers have been built in 20 years, because it's about 150 towers and skyscrapers a year, and that's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah. And probably, you know, every activity, you know, such like building sites, again, you know, in one way that helps economy, but on the other hand, probably it has some damage to the environment. Okay, did you learn anything from this movie? What was it? Maybe some kind of lesson you learned that you have to do something to change something? Orinta.
I learned that humans and their work make a big impact on the earth and environment, and that causes a lot of problems like climate change.
Aretas, and is there any lesson that you learned, you know, after watching this movie?
I kind of learned that there are a lot of poor people. When I heard that Nigeria is actually the most oil-rich country, but most of its citizens are poor, below the poverty line, it was just really surprising for me.
And this fact you did not know, you found out it from the documentary, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Benita, is there any fact that you learned that surprised you, or did you a lesson that you learned, you know, while watching this movie, this documentary? Do we have Benita?
I learned that according to current estimates, each person consumes approximately 150 liters per day of water.
Well, do you think it's a lot?
Yes.
Yeah, because you know, when we talk about each person, so you talk also about yourself, and you know, you don't even think, you know, that your daily consumption of water is so huge, yeah, because you know, when you think about yourself, but actually you see we consume quite a lot of water. Another question that I would like to ask you: describe any fact of the film that you hadn't known before, and which caused you to think in another way. So something that caused you to change your opinion, maybe to change your behavior to something, or simply a fact that was again, this question is related to the previous question, was quite surprising, but and made you think, made you change the way you think, the way you behave. Davidas, maybe you could say something, your ideas, your thoughts, your reflections. Davidas, could you say?
I don't know.
Anything that you hadn't known before, you found out in the documentary, and now it caused some changes to you. Maybe even the way that you are going to live, some things that you are going to change in your daily routine. Austėja, maybe you could give a say and say something.
It will probably be about the India station with water, that India suffers most from lack of water, and in the dry season, local village women dig with their bare hands to get water.
And so it means that actually we have to preserve our water resources, yeah? Mindaugas, anything that you did not know before, and now you think, that what you found out changed the way you think, or
Nothing.
caused you to think in general?
Nothing.
Nothing. Everything what you've heard in that movie, all the facts you knew before, you mean?
Yes.
So probably you are very interested in environment and in the evolution of Earth. Ugne, maybe you could say something?
I think it is the fact that fishermen are catching thousands of fish from the ocean that are starting to become extinct. This fact made me think that we're destroying life with our own hands and tossing the world into industrial, mechanical, and control electricity.
Yeah, so Ugne, don't stop eating fish, yeah, but maybe probably we should regulate, the catches and something like that. Okay, thank you, Ugne, a lot. Another question, can you list several types of renewable energy the film points out? And I do believe, that all these types of energy that the film points out, actually, all of them are produced in Lithuania, but maybe you also know which one in Lithuania is the most favorite, and which the production of which is huge. Do you know anything? Can you first of all list some types of renewable energy that we mentioned in the movie? Aretas, could you list some types of renewable energy? Several types of renewable energy the film points out, and I do believe, that all these types of energy that the film points out, actually, all of them are produced in Lithuania, but maybe you also know which one in Lithuania is the most favorite, and which the production of which is huge. Do you know anything? Can you first of all list some types of renewable energy that we mentioned in the movie? Aretas, could you list some types of renewable energy that were mentioned in the movie?
Yeah, so solar energy, geothermic energy, wave energy, they were like wave machines. I think they were called snakes or something.
Something, but and it's, you mean ocean wave energy, yeah?
Yeah.
So we are going to talk about this more.
Then wind turbines, and I don't remember if they said it in the film, but also hydro energy.
Yes, they did say it. Which type of energy is prevalent, do you think, in Lithuania?
Probably wind turbines.
Wind energy, yes, you think so?
Yeah.
Have you seen a lot of wind turbines in Lithuania, on the coast especially?
Oh, yeah, I have seen quite a lot.
And the type of energy that you have mentioned, wave energy, this is a type of energy that Lithuania is thinking, and not only thinking, but also has started building these wind turbines in the Baltic Sea area, and in future we might have this type of energy also produced in Lithuania. From the energies that you have mentioned, which one is the most difficult to produce in Lithuania? You mentioned solar, you mentioned hydro, you mentioned geothermal, you mentioned wind energy. Which one is the most difficult to produce in Lithuania? Just because maybe of our climatic conditions?
I'm pretty sure it's geothermic. I've heard that I think we have only one.
Geothermic factory, yes, we have one in Lithuania. Some households, they use and they produce for their household needs geothermal energy, but you know, this is the very minimum. And also solar energy in Lithuania is produced the least, just because, you know, of our climatic condition. We do produce solar energy, but we cannot produce it so effectively all year round, just because of the climatic conditions that we have. Okay, thank you. Another question is, what do you think are the major global environmental issues in the world now? Global environmental issues. Something that causes global warming. Global warming causes a lot of natural disasters like hurricanes, like tsunamis, because the conditions of the climate like inside, you know, these natural accidents. So which global environmental issues are is the world facing today at its most? Let's ask Orinta to have a say.
I think that the world is facing now climate change, melting glaciers around the North Pole, and North species which can become extinct.
So a lot of species disappear. So environmental problems, climate change, that's right. Climate change is due to what? What are we doing not right that we cause climate change?
Greenhouse gases and
greenhouse gases, too much probably of industry, yes, we exhaust fumes cause pollution and so on and so forth. Which of the global or not which of the environmental issues would you say Lithuania is facing now?
I think that climate change
as well, yes. Our temperatures are changing. We used to have mild summers, mild winters, and as you can see, this winter showed that that climate is changing. Temperatures in winter are dropping, in summers are rising. And also probably you've heard recently, it was actually yesterday, that we were warned not to go outside. Why? Because the air pollution levels have increased, and the government want people to try to stay inside, yes, not to go outside. Thank you, Orinta. Why do you think people are starting to pay attention to environmental issues? What has happened? Why did people change their mind? Why did they start thinking that environmental issues are important to solve now? Arnoldas, why do you think people started to pay attention?
Because temperature is rising every year, and thousands of hectares forests are burning out, maybe.
And in general, environmental issues cause what? Do they cause, all these things, health problems? They cause also economical problems. Yeah. So, and if we refuse to accept, the things that are happening now in the world, probably there might be one day there might be no possibility to go back. Yeah. Are you the one of these people who is concerned about environmental issues, Gabriela? Are you one of these people?
Yes, I am one of those people, and I'm also trying to help with these issues.
What exactly do you do? How do you try to help in these issues? To help solving these environmental problems? What do you do personally?
I started recycling and using less water.
So less water, recycling. Yeah, good. Anyone else, for example, Ostea, are you one of these? Probably here, all the people, even if you accept it or don't accept it, but you understand, that the problems that are happening in the world now are the ones that everyone is concerned about, and all of us are concerned about this. Ostea, do you do something, to change, to change the current situation?
I recycle things and trying to not waste water more. I don't know.
Not waste water. Probably also if you save electricity, that would also help. And another question, after watching this movie, at the end of the movie, there were some solutions given to save Earth from man. What were these solutions? What could we do to save Earth from man? Aretas, what could we do?
If from the documentary, then I think it was renewable energy, but I wrote mine.
Yes. So, and your personal point of view is?
I think slow down combustion engine production and make electromobiles more accessible and cheaper. So more people can buy them and purchase them.
So, and if we start using this type of energy, yeah, for cars, probably the pollution level will drop. Okay, and there is no doubt, yes, and we remember very well yesterday we discussed that at the end of the movie the hope was given to the Earth. And the last question that I want to ask you, and probably I will ask more people, what 3 lifestyle changes you can realistically think about, what you can do realistically, do yourself to positively impact the environment? Some of you already spoke, like Ostea, that she recycles, tries not to waste water, tries to, probably it's a good way also to save electricity, as electricity is energy, and the energy, if we produce energy not using renewable sources, again, this causes, environmental problems. Dovydas, what are these 3 changes in your lifestyle that you could realistically do, or maybe you are doing already?
Well, I could use reusable items.
Okay, we say about 3 lifestyle changes. So, do you recycle?
Yeah, Yes.
You recycle. Do you try to save electricity?
Well, not really.
Not really, yes. So this is a way you could do. Do you try to save water?
Yes.
Do you try to reuse? I mean, not to throw the things, but to reuse them. You know that 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. So reduce, so you reduce, for example, the use of electricity. Reuse, so think, you know, that maybe these some things that are not necessary to you, you could even donate to someone, you know, or you could reuse. And recycle, of course, you know, recycle glass, paper, plastic, you know, to put them to a new life. Orinta, what are the 3 lifestyle changes that you do or realistically could do to help our planet?
I am recycling, and I can start to more often ride with a bike, which doesn't emit any gases, save water, electricity.
So try, yeah, it's a good idea also not to try to use less cars, you know, walk, cycle. Tadas, any changes in your lifestyle that affects environment positively?
I'm also recycling, and I try to cycle, not use the bus. I use bus, but I try to use it less.
Even, you know, that you use bus is already better than to go by car. Yes, so this is say if you want to reduce the city air pollution, so try to go by public transport, but not cars, just because, you know, in this way, you know, you would help to increase the quality of air. Okay, so finally, you know, the last thought that I would like to say is this topic is very important for all of us. You know that Lithuania is also the member of different conventions, environmental conventions, and we fight and we fight to fight global environmental problems. And I do believe, you know, that all of you would think, you know, that you live not only this day, but you have to leave this planet for future generations. And when you switch off a light bulb, you know, think, you know, but maybe now you don't need it now. I do understand that now we stay at home and we use more electricity. We need internet for our distant learning, but there are some other things that we can easily do to help to protect our environment. Recycling, reusing, and reducing as well. At this time, I already will